Wednesday night. Wednesday night. So many things I wanted to say. I was looping them in. Usually I used to loop. I used to loop everything in. Loop everything in. Just things come the way they are. I like to loop. You know, in high school they put it to this side. You went to school. It started here or it started here. I don't know if your mind was divided. I don't know what it is yet, the reason for a crown, what a crown can represent. Does everything, every object have to have a representation? Does every element have to have a value? If it wouldn't be an element if it didn't belong somewhere, where do they use the elements? There's just so many things on the top of my mind. And one of the things is I connect very well with this cat. Hey, babe. Wake up. Wake up. That's it. You looking into the camera? You looking into the camera? Look into the camera. If I touch the cat's back, she'll lift her butt. But when she's standing and I put my hand on her, she falls down very lightly. Who is the cat? Why are they looking at sometimes so sprite and so lazy? My vision? Where does my vision come from? What is the value of my interpretation? Coffee and went right to bed. Tired. My interpretation, my perception. What are all the words in the dictionaries that we can use? For some reason, sometimes I'm not capable. I don't make myself capable. I don't try hard enough. I don't know. I'm stupid and dumb. The category, everybody's got their own domain. In certain domains, it's like, can't explain myself. You want to go? I think we're going to have a good time. We're going to do this, this, and this. Decide on your own. But I'm telling you, you're going to have a good time. If I tell you it's sweet and you taste it, you might say, it's not that sweet. If you go, it's very sweet, what's your taste buds versus my taste buds versus my cat's taste buds versus a dog's taste buds? But I'm human. How many faces look like this? How many faces had a fly on it? I'm going to get that fly out of the house. What are they going to think? Can't wait. Wake up, there's a fly in the house. Got to tell my cat. I drove today with my flip-flops on, not very far. Went down to the grocery store. And the flip-flops, you know, they just, every time you press on the gas, they're like this. And I'm like saying, okay, are we ever going to get going? It's like between me and the flip-flops. So I have to curl that toe forward and I can't get them off. And then when I'm, you know, preparing with my toe to hold onto my sandal, I can't actually do what I want with my pedal. So for me, I don't think I want to drive with flip-flops. I do like shoes when I drive because you sort of feel that difference between your foot right on the pedal. It's like, action, right away. And then the shoe is in between, you know, in between Earth, maybe the moon, something else. Do you know there's something in between Earth and the moon? Scientists know. Do you think it's here and then the moon? What about that pressure to get away from the inside of the bubble to outside the Earth's atmosphere? Anyways, I wanted to start this video really on numbers, on a few numbers that happened today. And for those who have never met me before, I joke around a lot. I tell stories. What do I do? You know, I don't want to tell you how it all began, but it's a tube. But I'm not going tubing because a tube is around. How come this is a tube? And I put a tube in my tire on my bicycle. So what are the relationships between those words? So everything has more than one meaning to it. I have a cup of coffee. I have a coffee cup. But am I cupping anything? Or do you want to cup a little bit of water or to cup your hands? I have a shoe. I put it on my foot. The French would say, where does the shoe go? On your foot, but you can also say it goes down here, down at the bottom where your sock goes. And if you say sock in French, it's B-A-S and the word is book. But bo, misunderstood, can also mean like a combat, and combat, and bat. But then if it's seen by an English person, they'll just think it's a bat. But sometimes if you say en bo, you might think of Santa Claus putting something in your sock. Sock it to him. So this is what I do. And then I take games and I make art out of the games. I connect where, if it's an I, let's say the letter's I, I'll put 3 dots. And I'll go to the telephone, I'll say, well, look, it's a square. But the I, how high is it? Is it 3 area squares on my paper? See the square paper? How is that going to be designed? Am I going to use the whole square, 3 of them, and then 1 in the center, and then 3 again to create the I? That'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 area square complete boxes used. What about the corner of every box and the lines that make up the box? Everything has a different story. I don't know all the answers. I can create whatever stories and whatever answers that I do from whatever exists already on this planet once before, adding to it certain rules. Can you call it regulations? I don't know if you want to call it rules and regulations, terminologies. Anyways, we're 6 minutes into this and I haven't said anything yet. I went to do a grocery and it cost me $16.30. A friend of mine said, hey, what time is it? Let me go check. And I went in to check and it was 6:13. On his sweater, he was wearing number 36. The word woman is 28 and 38. 28 and 38. And the funny part is the 38, right, up here, WO is 38. BC creation inside of Mars is man. At the same time, if you take away AN and just put a B, you have the womb from the woman. Woman, 28, 38, 66. You can also flip that upside down and make it 99. So there's many things that go with this, okay? We have exchanged 6 by 6 equals 36. We had 613 laws of Moses. Now we're going to break that up again. How much was it? 365 and 248. 2 different kinds of laws of Moses for the 613 laws of Moses. Okay, so we have, it cost me this, 7 and 3. It'll actually be the birth and the gateway. All zeros equal 6. And the reason for that is because of this. Now you would say, well, it goes around it, it's 8, right? But it's not. It's not. You see, this is 4, and this is the way we end up doing this right here. It's a half-life. And the cube, the dice cube, right? The dice cube shows you 1 opposite of 6. And the 1 is in the center of 6, creating the only 7 on the dice. So there's just so many things that go along with this, and I've done this many times before. And I'm still trying to, sorry for that, looking for the dice. My kitty cat's looking. So I got the dice here, and the actuality is there's 8 positions all around this 1. Your 1 and your 8. 9 times 9, 81. 9 times 9, 81. 6 times 6, 36. The difference is 45, or the fox hole in the sun. 8 and 15, 23, 35, 40 into the blue world. 40 is for the word blue. 46. This will be extended into 46 and give me another equation. So all this was happening tonight. So what is it telling me? 6 and 4. 4 and 6. 7 and 3 or 7 and 9 is 16, creates 7. One more time. There's a whole equation because it's before and after the dot. What would this dot mean? When it came to money, I had 1 dot. When it came to time, I had 2 dots. What does this mean? I can flip it over and this one I can't? Or I can flip this one over and this one I can't? Or is this 91, which tells me about the spirit? 6 flips over, 3 turns backwards. 1 always stays the same, 0 always stays the same. 2, 5, and 8, 2 becomes a 5. 8 always stays the same. So 1 stays the same, the 1, the 8, the 1 and 8, the 0, they stay the same. The 2 equals to the 5. The 6 is flipped over for the 9. The 7 equals to an L, and the 3 equals to an E, an M, a W. Mu, Miss Mu. So now we have 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 4, because the 4, when you really look at it, there's many things you can do with this. Okay, it can turn into an H, a small h. At the same time, if you create this longer, you can create that it's going in a distance. You can also look that it's on such an angle that the other piece of the ace is missing. So we bring this 66 into the US root 66, US root 66, which was replaced, or they put up an interstate to do the same thing as what 66 did before. Flipped upside down, this will become 99, and 99 is for the planet Jupiter. 9 by 9 becomes 81, now it's Venus. Add 10, it becomes 91, it becomes the spirit. That means the 7th gate is the 7th gate spirit in the half-life with 1 and 6. It's not the same as 2 and 5 and 3 and 4, which can be used as 3/4, which can be used as 1/4. All I do for 1/4 here is I put the slash here, I put the dot here. Is it that perfect of a world that what I'm doing right now is the actuality of what was created in this world? We have Venus, we have Jupiter. At the same time, 93 is planet Saturn. We know the 6 is the half-life and the 9 is the birth. We know 3 is creation of alpha beta, because the only way to make 3 is with 1 between 2. The only way to make 3. Now if I made a teardrop, I will have 1 point to 2 sides. Is this my 3? What should I be saying about this? Was this exchanged for a V from the Hebrew language? Is this the 1 dot to the 2 dots on the side? If it's the right side, it's got the eye of life. But if it's the left side, it's got nothing but the transfer of spirit. Unless the body survives or lives, there is no spirit. You can have all the spirit you want, but we need a body to put into it. So what I'm going to tell you about what some of this tells me, it tells me that for those who think all these rules and regulations, why we shouldn't do things, and child abortion and certain things about abortion, and why there's laws out there when the real law sits in the mathematics, in games that we've already created, in blackjack and roulette, in industries, in building, in geometry. There's absolutes in all of this. You can even say, oh brother. Well, I'm sorry, that was my printer. So all these things, so what came first? How do I, what is it? Is it just IBM and Apple? Who is it? Who was the first computer? Should I be listening to the same computer? Is it me? Is it my game? Yes, it's my game. And it can be changed by everybody. But I have to go down my path, because this is my path. So I get to the end of the path, I'm 90 years old if I make it that far. And everybody looks at me and laughs at the project, but do you know what? Until I'm 90, no one will ever know. No one ever did know something that exists today. Maybe they thought Amazon was going to fail because it lost hundreds of millions of dollars before boom. Whoever thought the internet would be the way it is today? Whoever had the imagination and the possibilities? Well, TV stations, because they've been doing it all the time. So if they can do it to you, how come we can't do it right from our house? I'm doing it today. But I never thought this computer business was like, who's buying a computer? You know, when it first started and it would light up for the internet, it would be like R2-D2 coming into the house. So anyways, there's more than that. I just want to add on to this. So now that we had the 19, right, in which is the moon, 2 by 19 is 38. It's also C and H. It's also alpha beta creation of 8. It's also 1. It's also 18 and 28, because never 1 without 2. Never 1 without 2 in this situation, making it 37 when they bring them together. Or should, because they're the same, should I just leave it as 38? Or should 6, 7, and 8 all be 1? Because in the deck of cards, here's the 6, here's the 7, now you got 8. They're all in 1. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. Bringing me back to the half-life. 180 degrees is all you need from the beginning to the end. Otherwise, you've gone back to where you started. These were the chairs at the party I went to. Seemed like it's hard to design them, but they create a 0 and then the legs that look like an R. Baseball. 9 innings. 9 innings to a game. But what happens is very often they only play 8.5 innings because the home team is leading. Home is winning. 85, silver, and matrix. 24, 33, 43, 51, 61, 71, 72, and 1385. But IX is actually equaling to 9. 5 by 8 is 40. 5 plus 8 is 13. Equals 53 and 27. Red. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 plus 7 is 9. 23. Now we go back to this number over here. 3 and 5. Although we add it to 8 and multiply it to 15, it equals to 23. 35 and 27 do the same thing. You know, there's 18 outs in the 7th inning stretch where we only played 6.5 innings. That half an inning, the road team completed all their outs. Home team 18 outs, road team 21 outs. 6 by 3 and 7 by 3. Is that the spirit of 76? We've landed on Mars. The spirit, the E-world, lands on Mars. Birth comes in. Communication, 9 lives of the cat. And we're straight up. This will bring me straight up. The reason for this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 created by 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we're going to go to the game of pool. So now we had 1 to 7. And then we had 9 over to 15. But the reverse of this, 1 plus 5, equals to 6. So now we have the birth and rotation, the percentage, because of the design that comes with it. What happens if it's a rainout? When do we call the game? What do we do? There's tons and tons of teeny little bits and pieces that we can put together in Edna. I'm just saying Edna because I was thinking of that machine from World War I. Right, wrong, good, bad. Who made the final decision? When you go to the judge and you said, I didn't make the final decision. God made the final decision. But you were the one who acted on the choice of God and the devil. So where does God fit into the game when you're making the last choice? You're making the last choice. God won't tell you anything except the basics of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not covet the other guy's wife. What does it mean, the word wife? because nothing is singular in this world. You have to take that a little bit further. Don't covet your own wife. I don't even know the terminology, but treat your wife with respect, as she should with you, the bearer of the child, the holder of the water. That's right. When the child, just before the child is born, it breaks. The dam breaks. My water broke. Your water didn't break. What was holding it in broke. I'm broke. I got no money. I'm broke. I broke. The water went out. The water went out of the well. How do we use that water? Stay tuned for this commercial break. And my cute kitty cat. How's my cute kitty cat over there? How you doing there, kitty? Took a new position? Hey? You know what? Cats look stoned. Cats look stoned. You stoned there, buddy? Hey, you smoke? It's funny. I went up to this kiosk the other day and the lady goes, "You smoke weed?" I go, "No, I'm picking raspberries." "You smoke weed?" Smoke salmon. I don't smoke salmon. I eat smoked salmon. She said, "You smell weed." And I was using this stuff here. Patchouli and some peppermint. I don't know if you can see that. But that peppermint, and I put it on my hand, and I lick it. Then I read the bottle. It says, 100% pure oil, do not ingest. I've been taking it for a couple of years. I'm like going, I mean right now, oh my God. You lick that peppermint? Go get some peppermint, man. Boy, I'd like to have a nose operation to open up my deviated septum. You know what it'd be like to really breathe in this world? You know what it's like to not be able to breathe for 50 years? Go and fix that deviated septum. It's like that all the time. I like to shoot something in my nose so it opens up. I mean, it must be great. Anybody out there that can really breathe? Hold on a second, another commercial break. My cat took a new position. How you doing there, buddy? How you doing? Are you looking at me? I know you're looking at me. We're communicating, me and you. Stretch and open your mouth. Open your mouth. Go on this big. Oi, oi, oi. Hey, oi, oi. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Clean them paws. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you look at your cat. Talk to my cat. I guess cat. It's like cataract. The cat is number 42. Is CAT, cat. Sorry, it's 24. So is it something when I have to reverse the 24 from the 42? 6 by 4 is 24. 6 plus 4 is 10. You minus it, it becomes 14, DNA in the sun. You add it, becomes 34, becomes DC, which is created by 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. So it's a continuation of spirit, or it's an adding on of spirit, or it's an expression. How can you have 2 cubes, okay, the 3 already holding the spirit, and then the 1, which is the spirit, bringing in the half-life of creation? 613, the laws of Moses, 365 and 248, 248, the secondary of binary code 248. Primary is 1248. My question is in binary, I have to check this out, is the first 0 in binary is 1. So how do you get 0? Can you ever get 0 in binary? How do you get 0 in binary? Because isn't it, it's not 0. It's not 0.00000. Is that, anyways, I have to learn a little bit about binary because there's also a code inside the code itself. In phi, there's a code inside the code itself. And somewhere in pi, somewhere along that scale, there's another code. But it's like a heartbeat. Imagine if pi was a heartbeat. It never really goes up and down the same way. It goes from this point to this point. You have different numbers. First it beats at 6, then it beats at 5, 72 beats a minute, 71 beats a minute, 73 beats a minute, 68 beats a minute, 65 beats a minute. So you have all these numbers. So 6 and 8 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 73 beats a minute. 7 and 3 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, or it's 10. or whatever you want to do with it. I was thinking of a song, if a song was ever around. I've got fluoride in my burger and fast food in my elements. I don't know. I'm getting a little crazy. There's a little coffee in here. I think we're going to end the video. I tried to broaden this whole thing out, but I did leave something out, so I'm going to show you what it is. 19 by 19 is 361. 360 from the 0 plus the 1 spirit that's inside gives me 361. It also becomes 613 laws of Moses, or the time right here, 373 minutes, and another story. Creation of Christ. Why? Why creation of Christ? 9 is your birth. Upside down. The E world, the 1 E world. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4 DC. 13, 31, 13, 57. 31, 13, 31, 75. 77 Christ times 75. 57, 75. 7 and 3, 10. 5 and 5, 10. 35, and back to the other number. Everything is telling a story. 2 times 8, 16, the half-life, 8 by 4, 32. BC creation. What is BC creation? I'm still not sure. It's like the secondary creation, dividing the 2 sides, one with the eye and one with no eye. The heavens, because it's divided on both sides. This will only be one piece and one part. How many parts before this is complete? 361, 19 by 19, 361. And this is the starting of a new cycle. I think it's 18 years, and then the next year is the new cycle. 6 times 3, 18 times 1, 10, or 1. 38. I added it properly the first time. 38. 399, creation of Jupiter. 297. Beta creation in the gateway. 9 and 7 is a gateway in birth. 9 and 7. 9 times 7 is your 63. I'm never going to stop. This is a 27-minute video. I don't practice it. There's just so many things to go over. It's how I get to where I do. What the real value and definition of what they are in the game of creation is up to discussion. It's up for discussion. I only bring the logistics, rules, regulations of different items, and that can be altered or add as an add-on. Not altered. You can alter it and put it up as a new defined way for a definition, just like they keep spreading the dictionary open. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. How come we can't? Oh yeah, now it's a little bit clearer. I just want to show you one more position of my cat, and then we're going to say thank you for watching this video. How you doing there, kitty? Same way it started. Now, is my thing here? I'm going to push this back here. Video is over. It's late at night. I'm going to shut the light off here. See, so we have, you can see it's red. Right? You can see it's red, but when you go down, it turns black. And you can also thank you for watching this video.